Hey guys, Tyrozine here, and I'm here to talk to you about Resto Druids and Mist of Pandaria. Now, this is still the beta. All moves are subject to change. A lot of moves have been changed, and I'll explain to you how the new mechanics are working so far. Now, there's 4 specializations. You have Balance Damage, which is a Boomkin, Feral Cat Damage, and then you have Feral Guardian Tank. Basically, you have 2 different specs for Feral now. You have Damage and Tank, which I think is pretty good. Makes it a little bit more diverse in raids. And then you have Restoration, which is obviously what we're here to talk about. I'm going to go right into the talents. These are the talent trees. The first row, we have Feline Swiftness. Increases your movement speed by 15%. Then we have Displacer Beast. Teleports the Druid up to 20 yards forward and activates Cat Form and Prowl. Basically, it blinks you 20 yards, puts you in cat form and stealth instantly. Originally, this move was supposed to do all that and remove all damage over time effects. That was too overpowered, so they removed it. Now it just blinks you, puts you in cat form and stealth. And then you have Wild Charge. As Resto, it's basically the opposite of Leap of Faith. Instead of pulling your friendly target to you, it brings you to him. Which I can see that being useful in Arena possibly, but I would pick Displacer Beast. If I was balanced, I'd probably go Wild Charge. I think that'd be pretty interesting to try out. The next row, Nature Swiftness. Same effect it has now. Makes your next Cyclone, Roots, or Heal instant cast. 1 minute cooldown. Renewal. This to me is what's going to make us so much more better in Arena. It's basically Desperate Prayer. Instantly heals you for 30% of your maximum health, usable in any form, and it's only a 2-minute cooldown. And then Cenarian Ward. Protects a friendly target, causing any damage taken to heal the target every 2 seconds for 6 seconds. I'd go with Renewal. All day. Any spec, I would pick Renewal. Next row, Fairy Swarm, the steroids version of Fairy Fire. It has the same effects of Fairy Fire. However, it also reduces the target speed by 50%. It's only usable on one target, but if you put that on a rogue, and they have a 50% reduction, that's pretty good, because that will give you enough time to get a safe distance and root them, or even cyclone them. Mass Entanglement. Pretty much, it's the AoE roots. Affects 5 targets in a certain radius. In RBGs, I see that being very, very useful. And then you have Typhoon. Originally, you had to have been balanced to get this, but now you can get it in any spec. It knocks back your target, dazing them for 6 seconds. I would pick Fairy Swarm for arenas and Mass Entanglement for RBGs, just based off my initial reading and understanding of the moves. But you never know until you're in action which one would be better to use. Next role is Soul of the Forest. Basically, every time you use Swiftmend, you get a 50% haste buff for your next cast. Incarnation, which is tree form. Same tree form that we have now, the Cataclysm tree form. And then Force of Nature, which is your trance. I would pick tree form, because you're immune to polymorph. You can instantly root, and you get some pretty beefed up heals. Next row, Disorienting Roar. Basically, disorients all enemies within 10 yards for 3 seconds. For Feral, that'd be pretty good. I can see that being useful. Ursul's Vortex. Conjures a vortex of wind at the destination location. It reduces all enemy speed by 50%, and when they run out of the vortex, it sucks them back in. That's pretty good. I'll show you that in a few moments. And then Mighty Bash. Basically, your Hammer of Justice. Any spec you can get it. Stuns the target for 5 seconds. Now, I had a hard time, honestly, debating between Mighty Bash and Ursul's Vortex, but I think it really depends on what comp you're running in Arena, because some comps, I could see Mighty Bash being more useful than Ursul's Vortex, but in other comps, I see Ursul's Vortex being useful versus Mighty Bash. I'm not level 90, so I can't pick the 90 moves, but I'll show you what they do. Heart of the Wild, basically, it's an improved Mark of Wilds. And it also gives you spell damage and hit chance increased. Let's see what else we got. Dream of the Scenarios. Wrath, Starfire, Star Surge, and melee abilities increase healing done by your next healing spell by 70%, Tranquility is not affected. It's probably good it says that because Tranquility would be retarded if it had an additional 70% healing. Nature's Vigil. Basically, it's a power infusion that Priest have. Increases all damage and healing done by 20% for 30 seconds. Me, personally, I would probably pick a Nature's Vigil just for the increased healing. Then go to Glyphs. Basically, now it's just major and minor glyphs, and this is what we got. I'm basically using the same glyphs I use currently. Barkskin reduces the chance you'll be critically hit by 25% while it's active. Cyclone increases your range of your Cyclone by 4 yards. And Glyph of Entangling Roots reduces the cast time by 0.2 seconds. Minor glyphs. Glyph of the Stag. Your travel form now appears as a stag and can be used as a mount by party members. I will show you that in a moment. Glyph of Aquatic Form increases your swimming speed by 50%. So now you can pretty much go 100% in water. And in RBGs, Twin Peaks, that's pretty useful if you have to snag the flag, bring it to your FC. Glyph of the Treant. Now you can switch into the old style tree form, however you do not have the effects. You're not immune to polymorph like I thought you were. I thought, oh my god, we got tree form back and it's only a minor glyph. No, we don't. Good thing with the new talent trees is you no longer have to go to your trainer to unlearn a move. It's like the Dust of Disappearance, but here it's called Tome of the Clear Mind. Right-click the move, yes to unlearn it. It don't cost you gold. Well, it costs you gold to buy the regions for it, but it's so much more convenient. You can switch in the spot, re-get it. Still got dual spec and everything. Now, let me show you the moves. Let's see. This is the new travel form, and it's a mount. It's not usable in combat, as in no one can jump on you while you're already in combat. I think that'd be pretty tricky in Arena during the first season of the next expansion, because if they don't know this is what, Druids are this, they might think it's a mount or something, and it might throw them off. I'm going to try that the first week of the Arena season once I get geared. Treant. Tree form. Nothing special, just for looks. You might be able to fool a few people during the initial season, but it's just for giggles. Now, we have a move called Iron Bark, and we have Barkskin. Basically, very similar moves. Iron Bark reduces all damage taken by 20% for 12 seconds. Once Barkskin runs out, let me just take it off. Let's go ahead and pop Iron Bark. Our survivability is going to be so much higher. It's not even funny how much higher it's going to be. Now, let me show you an example of a bug in the beta. Tree form, same thing we have now, 3-minute cooldown. The only issue in the beta is I can deselect it and reselect it. It's kind of bugged. Same effect, instant roots, improved heals. It's pretty good to still have, makes you immune to polymorphs. Now, Displacer Beast. This move is awesome. Blinks you 20 yards, cat form, and prowl. Bam. That's a great move to get away from targets. Here's Renewal. Instantly heals a Druid for 30% of their maximum health, usable in any form. 2-minute cooldown. It healed me for 38,000. That's a lot. I think that's going to be huge for us in Arena. Now, Ursul's Vortex. Let me aggro one of these low levels. Come on, come on. There we go. See, I'm going to cast it right here. You see she has a 50% reduced buff. That's what happens when she tries to run out. Keep watching. It pulls them right back in. Now that effect only works once, because by the time they get out again, it runs out. Might of Urzik. Basically, watch. You click it, increases your health by 30%, which is 43,000 health right now. It's pretty good because you don't have to switch from the bear form. You just click it in any form, bind it, of course, and it works. And then Stampeding Roar. You no longer have to switch to your form to use it. You just click the move, switches you into bear, and it applies the effect. We still have Shadow Meld, Spark, Nature's Grasp, and all that good stuff. But from my initial observations, just from the beta alone, they're giving us so many more moves that will increase our survivability dramatically. Next expansion, we're definitely going to be the dominating healers again. No doubt about that. I've looked at all the other healing classes. They're not getting anything more special than they already have, compared to Druids. Our heals are buffed. Our survivability, dramatically buffed. We just can't lose. Arenas, RBGs, we're going to be the top. It looks very hopeful for us. And once I get my Druid to 90, I will go ahead and make some PvP videos in the beta for you. Same thing next expansion when it comes out. I'm going to be getting to 90 really quick. And the first few weeks of Arena, I'm going to record a lot of content and show you the survivability difference of Druids this expansion compared to last expansion. Now this is my alt Druid on the beta. I have level 88 Druid. I got 2 more levels to go to 90. And hopefully next week I will be 90 and be getting some PvP videos in. If you have any questions, leave them in the description below. And my next video when I'm 90 will be a lot more detailed and instructional. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you then.